So now what we're doing is we are in the build process, taking the boat that we had here with the tiller. At this point, this is the very early stages. I did take a lot of the hardware off, but now we're actually going to start getting into the grinding. With the idea is that the first step is that I'm going to end up grinding as much of the gel coat off, and I could just kind of show you what we were looking at here. So like I said, all the hardware is off. I'm not cutting anything out today. I'm just going to be grinding, right? So kind of started a little bit to see what we're dealing with there, but I'm going to try to just do all the sides, and then we'll see how far I can get today. But I'm sure today's just going to be one of many. So I think there's going to be, I try to get these wedges off today. Had problems with trying to get that off last time. I did bring a fillet knife to try to get in there and get around. So hopefully I don't ruin it. Use a little bit of heat. So and then we have some areas where 5200. There's some plates both on the top and the bottom that I'll be removing, and which I'll probably get to in a second here. But there was a tip provided by Bobby Sullivan, and I believe his account is Bobby BOBBY _ Sully SULLY, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's it. He gave me a tip of just put some heat on it and it should come right off. So we'll give that a go. I appreciate the tip there. Yeah, and we'll see how far we can get. All right. So hopefully I don't go down the hill here. All right, so there we go. All right, so all right. I think we're good. That feels kind of nice right now. And I'll just do that because it's not warm out. Just hopefully I don't start smelling my hands starting to cook here. All right, let's give this a go. So what we'll do is I'm gonna try to, did I even need the heat gun? I'm like sitting here looking at it like, oh, well, my hand's starting to burn. Wow, that was... Guess it warmed up a little bit. That's fantastic. I don't even know if I needed the heat gun. Yeah, we got another shot here. Let's see. We'll try it without. So I'll just scooch this on down. Now, okay. Put that right there. That crack is just gel coat. That's no big deal. I just want to be able to get that flush. All right, let's try it. It's like skinning a fish here. Oh my gosh, I don't even need it. Didn't even need the heat. Well, it was a great tip nonetheless. If it was struggling, because maybe it'll work in the back, because this was not easy. It's not 50. I didn't 5200 these things in. These are simply silicone. Siliconed. Let's see. Here. Let's see here. So this is a fillet knife that I used to use on, well, I had a couple of them that I used to use on the boat, but this is one of them. So this is just a Dexter Russell 1378. When you buy these things are stiff as anything, but if you keep them long enough, actually what you could do is you just let them rust and just take the rust off. Let it rust, take the rust off, let it rust, take the rust off, and you're just you're removing material, and what you'll find is that they'll get thinner, 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 because when you want a good fillet knife, and this is not the best one I have, you want to have some flex because you want to bend, so when you're skinning, it just makes for a much better knife. You get those long skinny ones that are like noodles. They're good, they actually make a very nice fillet, but you can't power through fish. So if you're trying to get through fish very quickly, you want something that has a little bit more meat to it. So there's like a balance in between what's too much material and what's not enough, because those thin ones, what you find is if you're filleting something like a fluke, you get it in there and you try to push through, that blade, when it's in there, will turn and torque, and it just doesn't have the ability to do it. So you have to, it's kind of more of a finesse way to fillet. But you can take these knives, get a lot of material off, and get a good flex into it, and the thing becomes perfect. Now this is high carbon steel, it's not stainless, so it won't hold an edge as well as a stainless, but it's certainly easier to sharpen than a stainless. And then you don't really have to worry about them rusting too much, because all the oils from the fish, like, I don't recall putting any oils or anything off these knives. But I would say use these knives if you're doing a lot of fish, but if you're not, if you're just kind of like a weekend, if you're only going out on the weekends and stuff, then I would say just go stainless. There's less worry about it rusting and things like that, because these do need a level of maintenance at times. But again, if you're doing it every single day, these things are fantastic. All right, let's keep doing this here. Oh man, that is no joke. I don't want this thing to break. Ideally, I'll tell you what, we can probably wedge something in there. This is the plate from last time. All right, let's see if we can we wedge that in there. Oh god damn. Oh my god. This is like no joke. I am absolutely positive there are better ways to do this. Oh god. We through? We're through. Oh my god. Oh my god. You kidding me with this? Oh man, that was... I wish you could see how I'm standing right now. Or maybe see my hand shaking. I mean, it sounds like there's action happening. Oh, I think we're almost there, gang. Oh. Yeah. I'm sure there are better ways to do this. Okay. All right. Maybe we can now skin this like a fish. Pull it out and... Oh, I think we're there, gang. Holy moly. That's one. That's my knife. Still straight. That's a plus. Alright. I don't think that this one's going to be as forgiving. Whatever suggestions anyone has on ways to do this better, feel free to share. Because actually, you know what the recommendation is? Don't use silicone. That's the recommendation. How about that? I'm sure somebody's already raced to the comments to suggest that. Not a material to use, but if you're following the channel, everything I tried to do is been temporary, so I tried not to. I mean, I could not imagine if this was 5200. Oh my god! I just say, well, it's gonna just stay there forever. I'm not gonna bother. Oh, I think that was it. I think that was it. It's off the hull. No more on the hull. Now it's just on this aluminum part. Just coming off anyway. That was a little more water than I would have liked, but anywho, I got my filling wedges. I think now we can get to the grinding. But we actually did get some work done on the inside. So right now I'm just trying to grind all the gel coat off so I can, I don't know who's honking over there, because like I said just before, I'm going to be putting a laser level in the boat, and just so I can put the marks. So when I do cut all of the structural pieces out, everything, we can get everything to line back up if, God forbid, it starts to twist or whatever. So we got that side. Now we turn it over here. So we got all that. Man, there is so much more to go. This is probably going to be 3 days of just grinding if I had to guess, right? But so far so good. It's a big leap today, I would say. So one other thing I want to take a look at here is whether or not we have anything in the shop vac. Right, it feels pretty light. I'd be shocked if there was. I'd be shocked if there wasn't something in there this time, because the amount of stuff I sucked up with this is pretty incredible. So let's see. I haven't seen it yet, so let's see what this looks like. And this thing actually did tip over twice. So a tip right here is wider base, but it wasn't terrible. All right, let's see. Up. I can't do two things. I can't hold the camera and do this at the same time. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, there is a pretty decent amount of stuff in there. there'd be more. All right, so hard to see probably on the camera, but let me stick my finger in there. So we are looking at that much. Okay, not bad. Did a pretty decent amount of grinding. All right, here's a true test. Let's see what this looks like. Drum roll. Well, it's not, definitely sucked up some powder. So, did it make a difference? I don't know. You tell me. Let's say it did. Let's say it did. It's a lot of fun powder, but pretty good. There's a good amount of stuff that gets trapped there. The hope was that there'd be little to none, but obviously we saw that there's a bit, but I'm not overly surprised. So let's come back over here. Well, we're at the end of the day now. So I had this thing I still need to do is I still need to cover this up because we're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches of snow, and this is gonna stay outside. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna put a bunch of blue tape just to cover up the holes because I just don't want moisture getting in there, because if you have the water getting in there, expanding, contracting, I just don't want to introduce more problems than I really feel like dealing with. So I'll do that after this, and then just put a tarp on. I'm not expecting the tarp to really save much, just at least keep things somewhat dry, but also just easy way to get stuff out of the boat. I'm still gonna let it, I think I'm just gonna have it let it drain the boat. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But one of the things I like to do here on the channel for each of these videos is provide a tip. So I guess the tip for today is just make sure you cover yourself up, because the amount of stuff that was flying in my face was crazy. So definitely wear your mask, at least the P100s at least, and then protect your hands. I was dealing with the grinder, I took the guards off, which it just makes it a little bit easier, but you got, those things, I've had it hit my knuckle before and take the skin off, and fun trip to get that addressed. But then yeah, I wear welding gloves whenever I do this stuff. There's so many times, you could probably see it here as me nicking my finger with the grinder. So I rather have the grinder take it out on the gloves and take it out on my hands. Other than that, just take your time with this stuff. It's just, don't rush it. Also, I guess the other thing, when you're grinding and you're trying to take a lot of material off, start with a finer grit, see where that ends up, and then you could always get more coarse, because if you get too coarse and you start ripping material off, you might take it off in an area where you may not want to. So take your time with that. And then also, as you're doing this, just make sure you keep it moving. Don't let it settle on a spot. It's always just keep it fluid, keep it moving. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's more that I can think of, and after I turn the camera off, I'll probably think of a few more, but I think that's pretty good for the tips for today. But I appreciate everyone joining here. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, OutToSeaNY, OUTTOSEANY. I'll put it right here. And then, yeah, just like, subscribe, add your comments. Any tips are very welcomed. This is a learning process for me, so I'm sure I'm going to be learning quite a bit during this, because I've done some projects before, but never like this. So I appreciate you joining me here. But yeah, tune in next time. We're going to continue to grind this thing up, and then I'm guessing it's probably going to be like another 2 days of grinding just to get all kind of the nooks and crannies, and I might have to go over it again to smooth it out a little bit more. But we're not going for super smooth here, because we're going to be fairing and all that good stuff. But we're not even close to that. We're not even close. But this is a good first step. So thanks again, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.